Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to explore a truth that is as natural as the sunrise and as powerful as the human spirit itself. At the age of 12, girls begin a remarkable journey of growth, a journey guided by the quiet, invisible hand of hormones, shaping not only their bodies, but their minds and hearts. This is a time when strength meets sensitivity, courage meets curiosity, and potential begins to take its first bold steps into the world. It is a moment of transformation that calls for understanding, compassion, and celebration. For in recognizing why girls mature faster at this tender age, we do more than observe biology. We honor resilience, nurture confidence, and empower a generation to rise boldly into the fullness of who they are meant to be. Today, we will uncover the real facts, the science, and the wisdom behind this extraordinary phase, and in doing so, we will inspire every listener to embrace growth, change, and the promise of the future. At the age of 12, girls step into a remarkable phase of life, a period of transformation that is both physical and emotional. It is a journey guided by nature itself, orchestrated by hormones like estrogen, which quietly but powerfully shape their growth and development. This process is neither sudden nor accidental. It is a reflection of the intricate design of life, a testament to the beauty and strength inherent in every young girl. Their bodies begin to change, yes, but more importantly, their minds and hearts begin to expand, opening doors to empathy, understanding, and self-awareness far earlier than many may expect. These changes are not signs of weakness or struggle. They are signals of resilience, intelligence, and extraordinary potential. We must understand that this early maturity is a gift. While society often focuses on the challenges of growing up, we must shift our gaze to the possibilities that come with it. Girls at 12 begin to navigate the complexities of the world with a heightened sensitivity, a clarity of perception, and an emotional depth that allows them to connect, inspire, and lead. This is a time when courage emerges quietly in small decisions, confidence grows in subtle yet meaningful ways, and leadership begins not in grand gestures, but in the integrity and wisdom they display in everyday life. To see this is to witness the unfolding of strength, intelligence, and character in its purest, most hopeful form. Yet, along with this gift comes responsibility, the responsibility of those who guide them. Parents, teachers, and mentors must rise to meet this moment with patience, compassion, and unwavering support. It is our duty to provide understanding, not judgment, guidance, not criticism. We must celebrate every milestone, every emotional triumph, every moment of self-discovery, for in doing so we nurture not just the body, but the spirit. Encouragement becomes the wind beneath their wings, allowing them to soar higher, think deeper, and embrace who they are with pride and confidence. It is also vital to confront the misconceptions surrounding early maturity. Society often whispers messages of shame, judgment, and limitation. We must speak louder with truth, science, and love, reminding ourselves and others that these changes are natural, remarkable, and powerful. Growth is not a problem to be solved, it is a miracle to be honored. By acknowledging the reality of hormones, the pace of development, and the emotional intelligence that accompanies it, we equip young girls with the tools to embrace themselves fully, without fear, without doubt, and without apology. As we reflect on why girls mature faster at 12, we are called not only to understand, but to celebrate, to empower, and to inspire. In recognizing the strength and wisdom blossoming within them, we plant seeds of confidence that will guide them through adolescence and into adulthood. We honor their resilience, their courage, and their potential. And in doing so, we remind ourselves that nurturing growth, understanding transformation, and embracing change is not just a responsibility, it is a privilege. The future is brighter when we walk beside these young girls with love, knowledge, and hope, helping them rise boldly into the extraordinary individuals they are destined to become. At the age of 12, the human body begins a remarkable transformation, particularly for girls. This change is guided by the silent yet powerful influence of hormones, most notably estrogen, which acts as the conductor of this intricate symphony of growth. From the outside, these changes may appear as simple physical developments, height increases, the beginning of puberty, or subtle shifts in body shape. But beneath the surface, a complex and profound process is unfolding. Hormones influence not only the body, but also the mind and emotions, shaping the way a young girl experiences the world, perceives herself, and interacts with others. It is a natural, extraordinary journey, one that reflects the brilliance and precision of human biology and the resilience inherent in every child. At 12, girls often begin to develop ahead of their male peers in terms of physical and emotional maturity. Estrogen triggers the growth of bones, the development of secondary sexual characteristics, and the onset of menstruation, marking an important milestone in the human life cycle. Simultaneously, these hormones influence the brain, enhancing emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to process complex social cues. This combination of physical and emotional development allows young girls to navigate their environment with a unique awareness, responding to challenges and forming connections in ways that are both remarkable and inspiring. It is essential to recognize that this growth is not just biological. It is a profound opportunity for personal development. As their bodies change, so too do their perspectives, priorities, and sense of self. They begin to think critically about their choices, to understand the consequences of their actions, and to develop a moral compass that will guide them through adolescence and beyond. This accelerated maturity equips them with resilience, adaptability, and insight, qualities that will serve them for a lifetime. Understanding this process allows us to appreciate the natural pace of development and to respect the inner strength emerging within each young girl. Parents, educators, and mentors play a crucial role in supporting this growth. By providing guidance, encouragement, and understanding, they help young girls navigate the emotional highs and lows that accompany hormonal changes. Open conversations about the body, emotions, and social dynamics empower them to embrace their development with confidence rather than fear. It is a time for nurturing self-acceptance and celebrating the remarkable journey of becoming. In understanding the science of growth, we do more than observe change. We honor it. We recognize the extraordinary balance of biology and emotion, the natural design that allows girls to mature with grace and strength. This knowledge fosters compassion, support, and empowerment, reminding us that the journey of growth is not something to be rushed or judged, but something to be understood, celebrated, and embraced. It is a reminder that within the changes of youth lies the promise of a confident, capable, resilient individual, ready to take on the world with courage, wisdom, and heart. Early maturity in girls is not a burden or a challenge. It is a remarkable gift, a signal of strength, resilience, and extraordinary potential. At the age of 12, many girls begin to experience changes in their bodies and minds that set them apart from their peers. These changes, guided by the natural rhythm of hormones like estrogen, mark the beginning of a journey toward self-discovery, confidence, and leadership. Far from being a reason for concern, this early growth is an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the unique qualities that emerge during this transformative time. Physical changes are only the beginning. With early maturity comes a heightened awareness of the world and a deeper understanding of oneself. Girls begin to think critically, feel intensely, and respond to their environment with empathy and insight. They develop the ability to see the needs of others, to connect emotionally, and to offer support where it is needed. These qualities, often nurtured quietly alongside physical growth, lay the foundation for leadership, resilience, and emotional intelligence. A girl who matures early carries within her the tools to navigate complex social situations, build meaningful relationships, and contribute positively to her community. It is important to recognize that early maturity also brings challenges, but these challenges are opportunities in disguise. Emotional fluctuations, the pressure of social expectations, and navigating a changing body can test a young girl's patience and courage. Yet, it is precisely through these tests that resilience is forged. Each moment of self-discovery, every obstacle overcome, strengthens character and prepares her for the responsibilities and decisions she will face in later life. To celebrate early maturity is to honor this resolve, to acknowledge that the ability to adapt, to empathize, and to lead begins in these formative years. Society, too, has a role to play in celebrating early maturity. Rather than judgment, comparison, or unnecessary criticism, girls deserve encouragement, guidance, and understanding. By affirming their experiences, validating their feelings, and nurturing their growth, we empower them to embrace who they are. Every conversation about change, every act of support, and every moment of recognition sends a message that maturity is not something to be feared, but something to be proud of. It reminds girls that they are capable, intelligent, and prepared to make a positive impact in the world. Ultimately, celebrating early maturity is about shifting perspective. It is about seeing growth not as a challenge to overcome, but as a strength to harness. It is about recognizing the quiet power that comes with understanding, compassion, and emotional depth. It is about acknowledging that girls who mature early carry within them seeds of leadership, courage, and extraordinary potential. By celebrating these qualities, we inspire them to step confidently into their own lives, embrace their unique journeys, and rise with resilience, grace, and the knowledge that they are capable of achieving greatness. At 12, the world begins to look different through the eyes of a young girl. Her body is changing, her emotions are shifting, and the pace of life seems to accelerate in ways she may not fully understand. These changes, guided by hormones and natural growth, can sometimes feel overwhelming, confusing, or even frightening. Yet within this transformation lies a powerful opportunity, a chance to embrace herself fully, to honor her body, her mind, and her heart, and to understand that what she is experiencing is not a challenge to be ashamed of, but a beautiful part of becoming who she is meant to be. Self-acceptance begins with understanding. Every shift in the body, every emotional surge, every new thought or curiosity is part of a carefully designed process that prepares her for life. The changes she sees and feels are signals of strength, growth, and resilience. They are proof that she is capable of adapting, of learning, and of flourishing in the face of new experiences. By recognizing this, a young girl can start to view herself not through the lens of comparison or judgment, but with curiosity, compassion, and pride. Her body is not something to be hidden or feared. It is a vessel of potential, a source of strength, and a sign of the remarkable journey she is on. Embracing self-acceptance also means giving herself permission to feel deeply. Emotional shifts, sudden bursts of joy, frustration, or sadness are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of a rich and sensitive inner life. By honoring these emotions, a young girl begins to understand that every feeling has value. Every response is meaningful, and every experience teaches her something important about herself and the world around her. She learns to listen to her own heart, trust her instincts, and approach life with empathy for herself and others. Support from parents, mentors, and friends is vital in this journey. When she is met with understanding, encouragement, and respect, she learns that self-acceptance is not selfish, it is necessary. Open conversations about the body, emotions, and the natural process of growth allow her to feel seen and validated. Guidance rooted in kindness and knowledge reinforces the idea that these changes are normal, natural, and worthy of celebration. With this support, she can move through her growth with confidence, embracing her individuality without fear or shame. Ultimately, self-acceptance is a lifelong lesson that begins in these formative years. It is the courage to look in the mirror and see not imperfections, but potential. It is the wisdom to recognize that growth, change, and emotion are gifts, not burdens. And it is the understanding that the journey of becoming is not something to rush, judge, or resist, but something to honor, celebrate, and embrace fully. When a young girl learns to accept herself, she gains more than confidence. She gains freedom, resilience, and the ability to approach life with hope, courage, and the knowledge that she is enough exactly as she is. Empowering the next generation begins with recognizing the incredible potential that resides within every young girl. At the age of 12, girls often find themselves navigating a world that is changing as quickly as they are. Their bodies are growing, their emotions are deepening, and their understanding of the world is expanding at a pace that can feel both exhilarating and overwhelming. In this delicate yet powerful stage of life, the guidance, love, and wisdom of those around them, parents, teachers, mentors, and role models, become more than just support. They become the foundation upon which confidence, self-awareness, and resilience are built. Every young girl deserves to feel seen, heard, and valued. When we take the time to listen to their thoughts, answer their questions, and acknowledge their feelings, we affirm their worth and nurture a sense of self-respect. Encouragement and understanding provide the courage to face challenges, explore their passions, and trust their own judgment. When adults approach this phase with patience and compassion, they are not merely guiding physical or academic growth. They are shaping character, fostering curiosity, and planting the seeds of leadership that will grow into adulthood. Education, both formal and informal, plays a crucial role in this empowerment. Teaching girls about their changing bodies, the science behind growth, and the emotional intelligence required to navigate adolescence equips them with knowledge that is both practical and transformative. Knowledge dispels fear, breaks down myths, and builds confidence. It allows girls to approach life with informed decision-making, understanding the reasons behind their experiences and trusting that they have the ability to respond thoughtfully and wisely. Empowerment comes when knowledge is paired with encouragement, when learning becomes a tool for self-assurance rather than a source of anxiety. Role models are equally important in this process. When young girls see examples of women and men who act with integrity, courage, and compassion, they are inspired to mirror these qualities in their own lives. Mentors who demonstrate resilience in the face of challenges, kindness in moments of conflict, and determination in pursuit of their goals provide a blueprint for navigating life with confidence and grace. These examples remind girls that they too can achieve greatness, overcome obstacles, and make meaningful contributions to their communities. Ultimately, empowering the next generation is about creating an environment where girls feel safe, valued, and inspired to grow into the best versions of themselves. It is about nurturing their potential, celebrating their individuality, and equipping them with the tools, knowledge, and support needed to face the world with confidence and courage. By guiding them with love, teaching them with wisdom, and encouraging them to embrace their uniqueness, we are not only shaping the lives of young women, but also contributing to a future filled with resilient, compassionate, and empowered leaders who will change the world.